Hey everybody, it's one more The Knife Shark Guy. We're going to go ahead and continue on with my entire collection. And this part of the collection is sort of like the same knives with different variations. Also weird knives. It also falls under the category of weird knives. Which I thought I should maybe share that with. So let's go ahead and continue on. This is once again the Kershaw Boa. Just like in the last video, except this one is the one in S30V steel. Definitely a favorite, Kershaw Boa. This one is the Kershaw Centofanti. Once again, you saw this knife in my last video with the signature. This is the third variation of the knife. Like I said, the first variation of this piece came with the signatures on the front and back, and it was all black, all sort of like laminated and glossy, shiny. In the section of the first version of the knife you saw, it had pearl inserts. Here the pearl inserts are gone. Not there. The knife has now been redone in aluminum scales, all red. Indian red, I guess you'd want to call it. Same Warncliffe style blade. Sort of a swirly design on the front. Although you don't really notice it because the gigantic screws are staring at you. So, there you go. The Centofanti version number 3, the second version of this was just like the first one, except everything was missing. It was all in black. Same glossy texture, without the signatures. No pearl inserts. So, Centofanti. Once again, the Kershaw leak, no stranger to the Kershaw collection, is basically one of 2 of their signature knives. The other signature knife being the Kershaw Blur. This one is the Kershaw leak with G10. It's got that coarse texture on it. And the blade is not 14C28N. It's actually S30V steel. There you go. You can see that right there. .530. And Kershaw Leak by Ken Onion. R.J. Martin's Kershaw Zing, just like in the last video. This one done in orange. Like I said, I like to have my knives in different... If I really, really like the knife, I'll get it in a different version. That's what I did with this one. So I got it in the in the orange color. Same knife with the black Zytel backspacer. Zytel texture on the front and back of the knife. The Big Brother Twin, once again, R.J. Martin design, Kershaw Groove, in gray. Really, really nice. Just the action on this is just ridiculous for a budget folder. I mean, if you're going to get a Kershaw collectible, you need to get this just because of the action. And they're all like that, guys. I can guarantee I've held quite a few of these, and they're all the same action. I don't know why that is. This one is kind of interesting. This is the Kershaw Ram, designed by J&G Hawk. So Kershaw Ram 1910. This one was released in April of 2006. This knife, by all standards, is just a weird freaking knife. Check it out. It's got 3 thumb studs on it, which is weird. Now, you can use the thumb studs if you need to. This is a manual folder. Very, very light aluminum scales with G10. Mechanism on it is called the Hawk Lock. Basically, it does not lock the knife close. It actually locks the knife open When you flip it, this knife, this part of the knife, this mechanism here, activates and pushes this button up. Now you can't close the knife. You want to close it, take the lock, the Hawk lock, press it, and close the knife. One of the attractive features is just how fast that guy opens. Really fast. Kershaw Ram. Awesome. All right, so let's move on with the next set of knives. Well, I put these guys back over in the corner over here. And let's get moving with the next set of case 3. All right, so again, another set of weird and different variation knives. So this knife is the Kershaw the Kershaw Barrage. You would be very, very lucky if you can get a hold of one of these. This is what I call a treasured collectible. Treasured collectible in a sense that in 2009, I believe it was 2009, when they released these pieces, they were only available in one store, Walmart, believe it or not. The black DLC coded version. And the original name for this knife is not the Kershaw Barrage. It's actually called the Kershaw Salvo. But here they changed the name of the knife, changed the color of the knife all to black DLC, and call it the Kershaw Barrage. This knife, really, really cool. It's almost like they took a Blur and a Leak and rammed them together and came up with this guy. Kershaw Barrage, or Kershaw Salvo, I guess. Has really teeny tiny thumb studs, so it's kind of hard to open it. I actually like to use my middle finger when I flick it open, in either left or right hand. It's perfect for that. But people can use their thumbs. It's just really hard to get a good purchase on having that pop open. Tech Trek feature like you see on the Kershaw Blur. Kershaw Barrage. Here we go with the Kershaw Speed Bump. And this knife, by the way, is designed by Ken Onion again, so no surprise there. Ken Onion all over the place. 2009, it was just Ken Onion and maybe one other designer. So in this case, we are now moving over to the Kershaw Speed Bump. Surprise, another Ken Onion knife. Starburst pattern, G10. S30V blade, recurve style. With the stud lock on it. Really nice. Kershaw Speed Bump. In the last video, or I believe the first set of videos that I did, or second set of videos I did the Kershaw Junkyard Dog. This is the Junkyard Dog again in a composite blade. For all you collecting knuckleheads out there, if you're looking to get this knife, keep in mind there are 2 versions of this composite blade. This is the first version with the ugly sort of puzzle piece people didn't like. So basically Kershaw re-released this piece again. It's sort of like a jagged design on it. Quite different, but still composite blade. The blade is composed of D2 for the cutting edge and 14C28N for the top part of the blade for strain. So there you have it, composite Junkyard Dog G10. And once again, the Kershaw Storm, this time in all DLC black. Once again, like the Barrage. I believe you can only get these at Walmart as well. This is another collectible one. They didn't make very many of these black DLC coated ones. With the Tech Trek once again. and a Ken Onion knife. Moving on with another Ken Onion piece, the spring-assisted Kershaw Barrage 1670 BRN4S G2. Now, you look closely at this knife, this is actually a composite blade. If I hold it up at the right light correctly, there you have it. You can see there's a line running across it. Looks kind of weird. Looks like somebody like poured, I don't know, snot on it or something. But that's actually a composite blade. The top part of the blade is 440A steel. The bottom part of the blade is SG2 steel, a very rare Japanese steel, I believe. Spring-assisted Tech Trek, all in brown. Kershaw Barrage. Now, they released this knife again in the same color scale, brown, but the steel was all Elmax, so, which takes me to my last knife in this collection, the Kershaw Speedform 2. Big Brother is at the moment over at Razor Edge Knives, or it's on its way to Razor Edge Knives to get redone. I scratched the back of that Speedform 1, so I'll be getting that back hopefully sooner rather than later. But this is the little baby brother in all Elmax steel. A really nice knife. The Kershaw Elmax Speedform. The Speedform doesn't have a designer. It's just a Kershaw design knife in general. Who knows who designed that knife? So there you have it. Part 3 of my entire Kershaw collection. We'll be moving on to the final case in a few moments, and I will see you guys then. Just want to put these other guys away, and I'll see you guys in a bit.